It took a while for me to really start doubting the APD scenario. At first, it was not the scenario that bothered me, it was the fact of how they were conducting the investigation. It was, we had tried to give them additional information about the car wreck activity, about other things going on in Albuquerque, and they wouldn't take it seriously. After a while, an Albuquerque Journal investigative reporter named Mike Gallagher started digging into it and was really focusing the light on the Vietnamese. And again, APD would not take this seriously. In fact, they called both of us in and tried to brainwash us out of that idea.
For well over 20 years, our family has been trying to break through this wall of silence that has been constructed around Kait's case. And we found many good people like Pat Caristo who were willing to help us. But in almost every case, that person would get just so far, and it was like a wall was thrown up in front of them, and they were ordered to shut up. One instance of this was when I contacted the INS. I wanted them to look at the files on these Vietnamese men and give them to the police to study, to see if there was anything in them that might be helpful. The man I talked to at INS in Albuquerque was very sympathetic because his daughter had been a classmate of Kait's. He told me that he had already called down to El Paso, which was the headquarters where these files were kept, and had them sent up because he wanted to give them to the police. And the police had refused to look at them, so he had sent them back to El Paso. I asked him to please bring them back up again, to look at them himself, and to see if there was anything there that might be helpful. So this nice man did exactly that. He got those files back on Yuen Nguyen and on Yuen Nguyen's 2 alibis for the night of the shooting, An Quoc Ly and Con Pham. And the INS agent called me very excited. He said, Con Pham is, there's nothing much on him, but An Quoc Ly has a double. And I said, what? And he said, An Quoc Ly has been naturalized twice, once in Albuquerque and once in California, using the same identification number. He said, there are 2 of them. One of these men is obviously an imposter. We've got to get him denaturalized. And I'm going to look into this now, and I'll let you know immediately what comes of it. We never heard from him again. I tried to contact him. He would not respond to phone calls. He would not respond to letters. So I thought, well, I'll go from the other direction. I contacted the INS in California, gave them the whole story, asked them to look at the An Quoc Ly who was naturalized there. I sent 3 letters to them, certified mail. They were received. No one ever contacted us. No one would ever respond to any of my phone calls. Something stopped these people right there. We are looking at something much bigger than the shooting of one teenage girl in Albuquerque, New Mexico. We are looking at a criminal enterprise that encompasses all kinds of different criminal activities, and we're looking at a cover-up of these activities by people in very high places who have the control over the investigation, not only of Kait's case, but over all the offshoots from Kait's case. These are people who are important enough to be able to lower the boom and stop an investigation that other good people were trying desperately to follow up on.
What has got to happen with this case now is for an investigation to be opened at the federal level into the way APD handled the case. We're convinced that there's no way that APD is ever going to solve this case. They've actively avoided it for so long. The impact of a federal investigation, I feel, has a very good chance of solving the case.